aware of your surroundings. Anytime you're in here, aware of your surroundings. What do I see? Right? Project yourself in a strong image. You walk with your head high, shoulders back, and you pay attention to everybody that you encounter. Read people. I train people face, hands, waistband, surrounding areas. So every person I meet, every person I look at, I read the face first. Your face tells me everything. I don't care what religion, what nationality, what part of the world you come from. Smile's a smile, frown's a frown, mad is mad, right? You can learn a lot from that, being out in public. What are people's intentions? From face, I look at hands. Hands carry weapons. Is there anything in their hands that could hurt me? From hands, I look at waistband. With concealed carry, any type of weapons, people carry weapons. They're heavy. They're always constantly pulling up their pants, and they're always constantly keeping the area that this is. They know where it is. I still have it. It hasn't fallen out. It's an important tool. So you can pick up things like this, and then surrounding areas. Don't get caught up on one thing. See what else is going on around you. So I talk about the AIM principle. Make a decision. When you're out in public and something happens, we have to make a decision, right? You drive around on the street, you'll see flat squirrels all over the road that couldn't make a decision, right? They got caught in that center spot. Don't be the flat squirrel. Make a decision. If something's happening, you have to decide what to do. To make good decisions, we have to prepare ourselves and we have to be aware. We have to do what I call mental rehearsal drills. I train myself. So when I go out into public, I know that there's bad things that can happen to me. So I train myself. What would I do if? When I go to a movie theater, I know most people want to sit in the center and get that good picture. I sit by the exit door. I'll take a little less good picture to have an exit plan. I watch people coming in. I'm not a good person to go to the movies with, I'm going to tell you that right now. I watch everything but the movie because I don't trust people, I'm sorry. There's just too much bad in the world. So when I'm out to dinner, I sit watching the door. When people come in, I read them. I want to know what your intentions are, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. I also, when I go out to dinner or go to a place or anywhere you're at, know where your exits are. How do I get out if I have to? People have, in human nature, we are creatures of habit. So whatever door you came in is most likely the door you're going to go out. Have a plan that if that door is compromised, how else am I getting out? How else am I getting my family out? If something bad happens at that door, I want another way to get out. Henry Ford, the old president, or past president, had a statement that I love, and his quote is, "If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right." Right? So have positive thoughts. How am I going to get out of this situation positive? So we talk about run, hide, fight. Today we're going to talk about run, hide. Run. If you can get out of a situation, get out safely, right? Get out. Always know your exit plans. If you can hide, don't hide under a table. That's not hiding. Hiding to me is barricading where you cannot get at me. So when you go back to your places of work or school, if you're kids, take a second when you're in a room and say, if something bad happened, if I heard something bad happening, how would I get out? None of us make good decisions when we're scared or startled. So you have to have something planned before that. You have to know in your mind that, hey, there are bad people in the world, and if something bad were to happen right now, how would I get out of this situation? If you put that in your head, you're going to be far better off. When we get to fight, we'll talk about that next time. You have to have the mentality that, okay, there's no place to run, there's no place to hide. I need to turn my attention to this person that's trying to hurt me or others. And you have to have the mentality that I can do what I need to do to survive and help others survive. Okay. How am I doing on time here? I'm going pretty fast. Am I talking too fast? Stay aware of your surroundings. Eye scanning. Always have a plan. Know your exit strategies. I talk about many hands make light work. So we all have to work together. If you're pulling up to to prayer here, and you see a car you haven't seen before and somebody sitting in it that just doesn't look right, listen to your intuitions. Say, something's wrong here. I need to tell someone. If you're in school and you're a kid and you're hearing people talk bad things, every school shooting, almost every shooting that has occurred, active shooting, someone else knew about it. But because they didn't talk to anyone in authority, bad things happen. If you hear it, you have to say it. Tell somebody. Even if you don't think you're 100% right. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm guessing. Tell somebody. Let them worry about the logistics, right? Let the police department tell them. Say, I don't know, we got a car, I've seen it here, I've seen it around a few times, they never come in, they park, they leave. We need to know that, because we will get that car, we will pull them over and find out who they are and what their intentions are. But if we don't all work together, we might not know about it. We're all in this together. What do you really see? There's a video. I have an hour presentation that I do, PowerPoint with videos and different things that I make you look at. And trust me, I have cards. If anybody here has businesses or other places that you want this presentation, you want my hour-long presentation, take a card. We do this for free. Sherriff Caruana allows me to go out and speak to the community. I've already spoken to 8,000 people in the community to pass along this. We all have to be on the same page, right? And if we're all on the same page, we're going to work together and we're going to survive and we're going to be happy. So, what do we really see when we look at things? When you walk into a place, when you walk into a space, take a second and say, what's in here that shouldn't be, or what's not in here that should be? Take that second and ask yourself that question. If I go into a 7-Eleven or whatever they're called now, and I'm starting to walk up, and I don't see a worker in there, something's not in there that should be. What's going on? That's my first clue. Or I walk into a place and I see a guy in an overcoat, and he's got a kind of look, and he's not really paying attention to what's going on. He's kind of scanning. I need to know what he's thinking. That's somebody that's in there that maybe shouldn't be. So take a second. Be aware. These phones that we have ruin us. They take our eyes off of everything. Take our eyes off of everything. When you're driving a vehicle, put that thing away. It'll do nothing good for you. It'll ruin your life. It takes that long. You've taken your eyes off the road that bad things can happen, right? And change the whole outcome of your life. No different than when you're walking in public. If you're looking at this phone, you're not paying attention to anything else that's going on around you. Again, none of us make good decisions when we're scared or startled. So if I'm walking in public and I have my nose in the phone and someone comes up to me with bad intentions, as they are here and they startle me and scare me, I'm not going to make a good decision. But if that phone's away and I see him from across the room start walking towards me, now I start making my plan. What am I going to do? What do I do if this guy comes up and tries to grab me? What if he pulls a weapon? What am I going to do? And I will make better decisions. Action is always faster than reaction. That's just how life works. And the reason that is because he's already put his whole plan in motion through his mind. And you haven't. You have to start putting your plan in motion. I don't want you to be paranoid or scared. I want you to be prepared. And that just takes a couple seconds to do when you're out in public going, okay, I see what's around me, and I'm not going to get startled. It doesn't take a lot of brain power to do. It really doesn't. Everyone can do it. Look for clues in human behavior. What are they doing? Right? How are they reacting? There's 4 things I talk about, pre-attack indicators. Pre-attack indicators. The first one I talk about is grooming. Grooming. So, this is grooming. When I'm anxious, when I have a lot of stuff going on, I groom myself. I rub away because I'm anxious. That's one. Now listen, all of these, they don't happen all the time in one. I don't want you walking by someone, they rub their face, and you go, it's grooming, right? But it's something that gives us an idea that, okay, this guy's nervous about something. He's touching around his neck, his collarbone, and his face area. It's called grooming. Weight shifting. Weight shifting. They can't stand still. They're moving a lot, right? If I'm about to attack you, I cannot attack you from this position. It's not how the body works. Body dynamics. So if I want to strike you, I'm most likely going to blade my body towards you, and I'm going to get into a fighting stance. Okay? So watch this. If you're speaking to someone and they're starting to get anxious and they're rough and they start to move their body into a fighting stance, be prepared of what's coming next. Okay? Then we have picking. Picking is like if you watch baseball. You ever see a batter get up? They do 500 things before they swing the bat. It's called picking. Same thing. When you're nervous, you're picking and you're preparing. We have videos of guys that were pulled over on the street, and the guy's literally going like this. He's stretching, pulling his pants up, getting ready. I think what he's going to do is run, and he did, right? So they prepare their body for an attack or a getaway, and then target glancing. Target glancing is the last one I talk about. They'll look at you. Are they close enough? Are they close enough for an attack? Are they close enough for an attack? It's target. I'm done with it now. Perfect. Target glancing. They're looking at you. Are they close? If I wanted to attack you, I can't do it from here, right? I'm never going to get it. So I'm target glancing at your distance, and I start weight shifting, and I start doing, if I just walk at you like this, I give you a heads up what's going on. But if I can shift my weight and get closer to where I can make the attack happen, things go awry, okay? So that's a quick presentation on what I talk about. There's so much more. But we're under a time restraint. Do I have questions?
You have 7 minutes. You have 7 minutes.
7 minutes left? Okay. Hey, everybody. I want to open it up to questions. Obviously, there's fear, right? With everything that's going on in the world, it's scary. It's scary. And trust me, it's not just here. I spoke to the Jewish community. Everybody's afraid because people are crazy, right? It's getting scarier by the minute. Yes?
Why is it you try and stop this occurrence and running away? Try to stop, people bold enough to go and stop it because it's more harm. It's a bit of running away and being the target.
So if you want to protect others, absolutely. So I talk about, if everyone remembers the active shooter that happened in Orlando at the nightclub. There were 300 people in this nightclub. One man with a gun. And he killed a lot. Everybody ran. You can't run from bullets, right? So when I say run, hide, that is you hear something, boom, 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 and I have a way out, get out. But if boom, boom, boom is right here, now you have to make that mental decision that I know turning and running is not going to help me. It's not going to help my friends. I need to do it. I've been in the martial arts my whole life. I competed in judo, jiu-jitsu. I used to own rock for kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. I used to think I was a pretty tough guy. Now I'm old. But I'm pretty tough. One-on-one, you guys are going to have a hard time with me. 2-on-1 gets a little easier. 3-on-1, 4-on-1. So if you see what I'm saying, work as teams. And we'll train you in this later on, but work as teams. Yes?
So I know that the website that you posted on, with this was active with in New Zealand, was a American website called 4chan and 8chan. And it's almost like a video game where they're leveling up, saying, well, we've done this, we've got 50, now who can beat that level? Like, it's almost like the video game mentality. My question is that with regard to the surveillance that's happened on pretty much everybody in here since 9/11, how much focus is local police department as well as federal police department on websites like those that encourage acts like this in its entirety?
Yeah. The internet's a neat thing, isn't it? When I was young, if there was a shooting in Seattle, Washington, I never knew about it unless I sat down with my parents to watch the evening news. You guys know about it instantly now because of the internet, right? We try to keep up, but it's reactive. Every time we learn something, they change their tactics. Make no mistake, these people are not doing this on a whim. They are training, they are preparing. Columbine school shooting, the two guys spent a year preparing for that. A year. So don't think that these are just people that are just mad and, oh, I'm going to show them. They are training. And you're correct, you're 100% correct. They are trying to one-up the next guy. And all the media attention. Think about, and I can talk about the school shootings, these kids that no one paid attention to, they were picked on, they had no friends, and then they open up their phone and they see this kid in Florida who's getting all this attention. And they go, huh, well, if I one-up him, I'll get all this attention, right? Now, with the religious aspect of it, it's, I want all the attention of the people that think the way I think. And it's dangerous, but the internet, social media, parents, pay attention to what your kids are doing on social media. There are a lot of bad people on social media, and they know how to get to your children. Yes?
You were talking about preparation, should we also prepare ourselves, like we should have some bulletproof shields, if somebody comes across with a shooting, we should have one or two of them so that we can right away try to defend ourselves, because in this, like a situation, I don't think so they
Hang on
can.
just a second. Frank, can you tell that you will be here in the next 2 weeks and you will be going over those things?
Yes.
Again? So we don't waste, we have only 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
And I'll touch on that next week. Yes?
You recommend us to carry concealed guns?
Say it again.
Carry concealed guns.
Carry, conceal. I have no problem that you're right to carry firearms if you go through the concealed carry class. I'm going to tell everybody this. This is what I tell everybody. If you're going to carry a gun, take it, make it as important as it is to me. I've been carrying a gun 30 years. It's not just about putting a gun on your hip. It's having the mentality to know that someday you might have to take a human life to protect others, to protect innocent. You have to know the laws of the land 100%. When can I use it? Where can I use it? When can I use it? It's not a tool to scare people. It's a tool to protect people. And that's what it is. It's a tool. It's a tool to help me protect innocent people. And then you have to train how to defend. Because right now there's a gun in the room. And I need to know how to protect it from anyone else with bad intentions trying to take it to use it against me. Yes? And I've lost my hearing. So. Anyone hear that? I can't. A tornado? Yeah, tornadoes are scary. Tornadoes are scary. Humans are a little easier to intimidate than tornadoes.
Frank,
Yeah.
can you tell that there will be 2 more lectures and the concealed weapon is one of them? So we have 1 minute. I don't want people to keep asking questions that you will be addressing later on.
Okay, so I will be here 2 more times, or as many as it takes. I don't mind talking in front of people, and I'll try to help any way I can. So I will be here more to answer some more questions.
Is it Frank?
I'm sorry?
Is that your name, Frank?
Frank.
Frank, thank you for your service. We give you thanks for the protection and the counsel that you provide.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I enjoy doing what I
You
do.
mentioned about having fear. I know you deal with the real world, but in the coming decades, faith will increase. And with the help of people like you and other law enforcement, that process will be very simple.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Jazakallah.
Fear will disappear.
Yeah, so we want to thank Frank, Officer Frank, and the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office for sending Frank here to train us. We will be, like Brother Altaf said, we will have more sessions in the coming weeks. Anybody that's interested in getting trained, please do not reveal yourself to the community. Come and talk to me personally. We will provide you with the training that is required for you to be prepared to have the concealed weapon on you. But please do not go and tell everybody, oh, by the way, I'm hiding this, please don't do that. So, because that's going to hurt the process more than it will help us. And again, we appreciate, thank you very much.
All right.
These are out and there's cards here. Thank you.